Please rise in body or spirit as you are able as we sing our gathering hymn, number 126, Come Thou Font of Every Blessing.
Good morning. Did you know that singing with other people like this is really good for your mental and your spiritual and your physical health? And after today's service, you're going to be in great shape because we have a lot of, it's not a typical sermon today. We have a lot of singing interwoven in with the words. And I want to thank everybody for showing up today and getting ready to do some singing a little bit. But first of all, has anybody been out walking around on the trails around Salem and seen any trillium lately? Yeah, it's incredible. They're all out there. And a trillium drops one seed, watch one seed, and an ant walks by. And it's got some sweet stuff on it. So the ant takes that one trillium seed and takes it underground and licks off all that sweet stuff and then leaves the seed. Doesn't know that it's just planted a trillium plant. So the moral of the story is it pays to be sweet. And I think so anyway. So I thought I would tell you that little story about trillium as our welcome this morning and give you guys an opportunity to be sweet with one another. You always are, but I just thought that was a fascinating story. And now you know how trilliums get planted. And so talk to one another for a second, greet one another, and then I'll ring the bell to call us back, just to make sure we all feel welcome here.
So each week we recite an affirmation, and the affirmation invites us to open our hearts a little larger, to send a little bit more love out, and to receive a little bit more love, kind of like to be sweet. So I invite you to join me in saying the words of our affirmation. Love is our doctrine, compassion is our way. Here we seek to create a joyful home for free religious exploration, build a community of caring fellowship, nurture the needs, and serve the needs of our world. Thank you. This morning we light our chalice for our friends, members, and guests of this Unitarian Universalist congregation. And we light a second chalice for our partner church in Shimunfalva, Transylvania, in Romania.
I'll get to it.
Okay, that's okay. Success. And we light our third chalice for the young people in our congregation whom you will soon hear from. Please join me in singing the flame into life. I'd like to invite all the young and young at heart down to the front. So, this week we're talking about music. And music is kind of like magic. Sometimes when you're really sad or like if you're lonely, music can be like a friend and it can help you feel better. Has anybody ever felt really sad and listened to music and just felt cheered up? And the other thing, sometimes music is so beautiful that it makes us almost cry as we hear something so beautiful. It makes us feel kind of trembly inside. Do you have a song that makes you almost want to cry because it's so beautiful? What song is that?
I'm actually a bit of a Hamilton nerd, but Philippa Sue sings Burn, and it's really sad, especially the first time you hear it.
Anybody else?
It is that,
But it's a good song. Makes you feel like it's really beautiful, right? And sometimes when we're already happy, music can make us even happier, especially if we sing or dance or sometimes if we play an instrument. So today we are going to sing a song and play some instruments. The song that we're going to sing is This Little Light of Mine. Who has heard this song? Okay, so let's just try one verse and make sure we all know it, okay? It goes, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Okay, for the next time through, we're going to sing 2 verses, and we are going to play percussion instruments. Does anybody know what a percussion instrument is? What?
a percussion instrument, if I remember correctly, is an instrument that you either play somehow or move. So I don't remember.
Good, that is awesome. Okay, and when they make that sound, when you whack them, it, as she said, it keeps the beat. And so they're rhythm instruments. So let's make sure everybody has an instrument. Do you have one? Do you want to hand one back to? Do you want an instrument? Okay, here's one for you. There's one for you. Okay, does everybody have one? Okay, Annie, do you want one? Okay, so here we go. The second verse is, everywhere I go, I'm going to let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm going to let it shine, okay? And if you feel like you're getting a little bit lost, you can look to John. He's like the guy, and he will keep us all on beat. Okay? Here we go. Yes.
1, 2, 3.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Thank you. You guys are great. So we're going to turn the time over to Annie.
Good morning, everyone. So I have one announcement. Today, after the service, there will be a luncheon, and we are going to be talking about RE and the future of RE and how wonderful these kids are and how they all deserve all of the energy that we can give them. And everyone is invited. So after the service, please come. I believe it's going to be back in the RE wing. So thank you. And with that, we can make the love arch.
I love the children, and I love the peace and quiet, too. Let's just center ourselves in this moment, just being with the breath. And I invite you to take a journey with me, a short journey, an overview of your week and the coming week. See the people with whom you'll interact, including yourself, from a heaven's eye view. Look at all of you as you interact, doing your best to make it in this world in one way or another. Look at yourself, look at others. Pay more attention, ever more attention. And you see more, you see more. You begin to recognize the signs of struggle and stress and suffering simply from being aware. And when you are aware, you care. It awakens your heart. May this be a place where we are reminded to take a heaven's eye view of our lives, of our interactions, so that we may always be bringing light and love as much as we can into this hurting world. For compassion is our way. And gratitude. I invite you to think of the role that music plays in your life. Music. We hear it now. So often we're oblivious of all the hard work that has been done to bring this music to us. What a gift. What a gift. Think of all the music in our lives. Think of those who are inspired to compose and those who are inspired to perform. And offer us this most precious, magical gift, music. Our hearts are full of gratitude for this great gift. And so we walk the path with compassion and gratitude. May it be so. Amen.
Good morning. My name is Kathy. I'm here as a Lifelines lay minister to do the joys and concerns. The first is a joy from Tracy Boyle. And he writes that after his 3-month follow-up and blood work, his PSA is undetectable, and he's feeling about 100% woo-hoo. So congratulations, Tracy. I know that wasn't a lot of fun. The next one is a concern from Deanna Yeakel. This one's pretty heavy, so. I recently learned that the entire family of my neighbor, with the exception of their household, is living in Gaza. She commented that as far as they knew, all of their family were still alive, but there's more. One of her nieces had to have a cesarean section without anesthesia. She had not heard whether her niece had survived. So she's asking for prayers, warm thoughts, and vibes for all the people of Gaza who have had humanitarian aid cut off. May this war end and sanity resume. Let's take a moment on that one. The next one is also a concern from Brenna. Wednesday, May 1st, will be the 1-year anniversary of her father's passing. And we have one final candle for all the joys and concerns that are unwritten and unspoken, but reside in our hearts and minds. So Lifelines Lay Ministry, we're here for you to offer a helping hand to listen, and you can contact us at the email address above. We also have the fellowship table available every Sunday after the service. And today, we also have pet therapy. If you haven't seen Kimber's out and about to offer pet therapy. So we're here today if you need our help. Thank you.
For the greater good of all, the greater good
Our reading today is from Reverend Connie Simon. She's a minister at the UU Church of Davis in California. Think of all the music you know, every song you've ever sung, or danced to, or heard on the radio. Every single one of them is a different arrangement of the same notes. Using the power of imagination, composers have mixed up those notes in a gazillion different ways to express a multitude of emotions. No matter how I'm feeling, happy or sad, sick or well, fragile or unbreakable, loved or unloved, I turn to music. Music is my solace and my comfort, the one thing that's always with me. I feel its vibration deep in my soul. It's my spiritual practice. Music can calm me, excite me. Sometimes its beauty even moves me to tears. I have playlists for exercising, celebrating, mourning, driving, house cleaning, some for just being. From Bach to James Brown, there's an arrangement of those same notes for every occasion in my life, including the hard times. Music tells the story of my life.
Thank you, Nadine. Thank you, Alicia and Lorianne, for the beautiful music this morning. You guys worked hard on that, I think. It was so well done. You know, as you probably know, I'm not going to be here a whole lot longer because I'm retiring after 31 and a half years. But someday, perhaps in the future, you'll be in a situation where certain words from one of my sermons might provide you with the insight or wisdom or hope or guidance or reassurance that you might need at the time. Let me hasten to add that I have never said anything original from the pulpit. Really. And any wisdom that has come from my lips, it's been said before, perhaps not in the same way. That's where I strive to be original, saying the old things in original ways, but I haven't said anything new. Nevertheless, maybe my words could be of help. Bad news. Bad news. Unfortunately, they probably won't be there for you. You will have forgotten almost everything I've ever said, which is not as bad as it might sound. You also probably can't remember what you had for dinner a month ago. But that doesn't mean it didn't provide you some good, solid nutrition at the time. But when I glance at my old sermons, it's like I'm reading somebody else's words. I don't remember writing or delivering them, and neither do you. And that's just the way it is. I fed you at the time, and then maybe you'll remember the love we shared. All our memories do fade, sometimes far too quickly, such as when we hear the sad and tragic news that somebody has dementia or Alzheimer's. How many times have I heard that news? I don't know, but it breaks my heart every time. And eventually, most of the memory will fade away. Other diseases take a similar toll, like the encephalitis that infected musician Clive Wearing. Clive Wearing, eventually, he had this brain disease. He was a friend of Oliver Sacks, who wrote about it in a book. Eventually, Clive Wearing was unable to retain the simplest memory of anything for more than the blink of an eye. He remembered almost nothing of his past life. Yet somehow, he remembered the music. He remembered the music. How to play the piano from memory and how to mouth the melodies while conducting the choir. The remarkable thing about Mr. Wearing is that he is not remarkable. We are all remarkable. Brain science shows us that our musical memory is something separate. It has located in a different part of your brain. The technical language is the musical memory area. Anyway, that's what I saw. I was looking for something a little more highfalutin, but they call it the musical memory area. It has a remarkable capacity to store a vast amount of music. It astounds me when I consider the huge trove of music that I know from memory. I've remembered all this music. It astounds me when I consider all the music that people can remember. And I can't even remember the Gettysburg Address. And I try. I can't remember any of the poems that I used to love. But I can remember the music, all the music. And so even though I cannot offer you memorable words to sustain you through the good times and bad, we can offer some songs that fulfill this same purpose, that share all the messages I've been trying to share for many years, songs that can find a resting place in the soul of your musical memory. One of the most memorable and well-loved American hymns, Simple Gifts, also known as "'Tis a Gift to Be Simple," it might have been lost to memory. We might not even know about this song had it not been for the composer Aaron Copland, who found this shaker song, originally composed in 1848 by one Elder Joseph Brackett in Maine. And Copland incorporated this into his compositions like Appalachian Spring. The words and the music are a spiritual tonic. Be simple, be free, and trust that you will come down where you want to be. What I didn't know until I learned this past week is this beloved song is a dance song with instructions on how to move. It's also a spiritual dancing song that puts you on the path with joy. Let's sing. It's a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where you want to be. And when you find yourselves in the place just right, to be in the valley of love and delight, when true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend you shan't be ashamed. To be our delight, to by turning we come down right. Isn't that a lovely one? The path, it reminds us that the path is full of joy and love. But also our paths lead us through, inevitably, all of us, times of pain and sorrow. They come to all of us. And knowing this to be true, and knowing how bereft and alone you can feel when you are heartbroken, we offer on the second Sunday of each month a simple ritual that we call compassionate connection. We offer this because we know, we take it for granted that every Sunday there are those amongst us who are going through the roughest of times. There's been a death, a divorce, an illness, a loss of job, a loss of health, a loss of hope. And in your brokenness, you feel completely at wit's end. And added to this, so many of us feel unworthy of being loved. That's not true, but you can feel that nonetheless. But then, when you feel the love of others, it comes to you like a grace, like a gift. This old American hymn reminds us of the unique power of our compassionate connections to one another. When I was sinking down, sinking down, sinking down. When I was sinking down, sinking down. When I was sinking down beneath my sorrows drowned. That's one of my favorites. And we end our ritual of compassionate connection where we have offered this love to one another. Some of us conclude we stay for a few moments to chat. But then we return to our various lives out in the world. What a world this is. What a universe. What a wondrous, fathomless mystery. And you and I are part of that mystery. You can fall asleep to the wonder, to the sacred dimension as the administrivia of life overtakes your mind. And when that happens, what you really need is a bucket of beauty thrown right into your face to open you up to the awesome mystery, to the vast connections of our lives, to our highest values and the deepest loyalties we owe to one another. This old Irish tune helps put the heart in tune with all of this. With all my senses and hear the earth call, feel the deep power of being in all. Keep with the web of creation your vow, giving, receiving, as love shows us how. Keep with the web of creation your vow, giving, receiving, as love shows us how. This is a web that has long been in the creating. It not only does it connect us to one another, it connects us to those who came before us, whose love nurtured us, whose sacrifices benefit us, whose wisdom guides us. Gratitude for our ancestors, for all those who came before us, is a vital link in the web of creation. A traditional Appalachian spiritual that came from the hills, from unknown sources, awakens the heart and reminds us of all the toil and struggle and sacrifice and love of those who came before us. And now it's our turn to do what we can to keep the flame of love, of hope, of peace alive in our world so that it can be passed on to future generations. Too often, these peace, love, hope, and joy are found lacking, and you can begin to lose hope. This is a time when there is too little joy and hope in our world, now full of so much anger and hatred and confusion and strife. Music and song that comes to us from those who have had to endure long stretches of time when there was little visible cause for hope Give us access to the spiritual depth and the faithful persistence that we need. This old African American hymn, forged in the fires of bondage and suffering, reveals to us a hope that is stronger than mere optimism. It is a resolve to never, ever give up hope. There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more peace somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere. When humankind first began to explore outer space, no one said that these journeys, farther away than anyone had ever traveled, were part of humankind's search for more love somewhere. And yet, then something unexpected happened. The astronauts and the cosmonauts gained a heaven's eye view of Earth. From their small spacecrafts, they gazed down on Earth far, far away. And they saw, as one of them put it, a tiny, fragile ball of life hanging in the void, shielded and nourished by a paper-thin atmosphere. And when these space travelers have seen this sight, they have experienced a certain effect that has been noted so often that they finally decided to give it a name. And they call it the overview effect. Whereas a moment before, these space travelers had regarded themselves as belonging to a certain race or nationality or ethnicity, they suddenly felt upon seeing this sight, when they saw the whole earth, they felt a kinship with all people and all beings on their fragile home planet. Their hearts melted at the sight and swelled with gratitude for this beautiful world. Sometimes, to get a proper perspective, you need to get where you can see the big picture of our world, our common home.
In the spring of 1912, a magnificent new steamship sailed from England, headed for New York. The Titanic was the largest ship ever built, and it was thought to be unsinkable. When the vessel hit an iceberg and began its descent into the black waters of the North Atlantic, passengers learned that there were only enough lifeboats for half of the people on board. As the great ship went down, I imagine pandemonium broke out. People screamed, they wept, they prayed. Parents and children and lovers held each other. 1,500 people would die, including many impoverished immigrants seeking a new life in America. In the midst of the chaos, a string ensemble began to play. At first, they played upbeat dance and comedy songs, trying to quell the panic. But as passengers began to contemplate the watery death that waited for them, they asked the musicians to play hymns. One survivor recounted that the last song played was a beloved Unitarian hymn, "Nearer, My God, to Thee." People sang together, and they clung to its words and melody for comfort. Right now, we humans are on a ship that seems to be foundering. Threats to democracy, the widening gap of rich and poor, rising anger and divisiveness and anxiety, and the existential threat of climate change. These are things that sometimes make us feel as if we are adrift in dark waters. When darkness surrounds us, we can turn to music to find comfort and healing. A favorite hymn might speak to us, or an Appalachian fiddle tune, or a ballad we learned in childhood. Let's sing the words of this age-old Unitarian hymn, "Nearer, My God, to Thee," remembering those who came before, acknowledging our own hopes, and whether we are theist, atheist, or agnostic, to understand the power of this beautiful hymn. Still all my song shall be
And so we have thrown some beautiful songs, and they will sink to the bottom of your heart and rest there in your memory. And now join together as we sing together our meditation. Maybe we don't have that. Do we have that on the slide? No. Okay, don't worry. Then we'll just skip that one. We'll be here to listen to the music. Let it sink down into your heart. Let the music touch you. Let the music heal you. Always remember the songs that give you hope, the songs that give you faith, the songs that touch the deepest regions of your heart. Remember the songs. Remember the songs. They will be with us always. May it be so. Amen. Amen.
So each week we are invited to offer donations, and you've already offered a lot of donations with your singing. Thank you so much. These gifts are shared each week between our congregation and an organization in the local community, or an organization within our own community, within our own congregation. This month's Share the Plate recipient is the Minister's Discretionary Fund. This fund provides assistance to members and friends who are experiencing serious difficulties and need a temporary hand. Your donation is an act of compassion that will help provide a lifeline for someone in our community. Baskets will be passed for those wishing to donate by cash or check, or you can donate online at uusalem.org at the donate button. You can also scan the QR code on your order of service. Thank you. Thank you. That's one of all of our favorite songs, most likely. Next Sunday, we will hear from Eric Schumann from our congregation and friends from Basic Rights, Oregon, who will share the journeys of trans women, men, and youth living in our state. They are asking for your questions and concerns so that they can address them during the service. So, Eric, where are you? Are you in the congregation? He's out at the other table with his dog, I believe. So if you have questions or concerns or things that you would like them to talk about, please stop by the table and see Eric. We have a book for Reverend Rick. We're accepting contributions for this commemorative book that will be presented to Reverend Rick in Gordana. Submission should be no longer than 1 page. And they might be testimonials or reflections or memories or printable artwork or photographs or whatever. Items will be bound in a book form. And the important thing is the deadline is this Wednesday. So if you would like to have your memories or best wishes included in that book, talk to Janet Stevens. Janet, can you raise your hand? She's the person you can send your electronic copy or a hard copy to her. In the news of the community, we have 4 delegates who will attend the General Assembly of the Unitarian Universalist Association this year. Do you want to raise your hands if you are attending? Great, okay. So they will be voting on behalf of our congregation, and they want to get your input on the proposed changes to Article 2 of the UUA bylaws. And so you're invited to meet with them after the service next Sunday here in the sanctuary and express your concerns, ask questions, just connect. Our landscaping parties are held the 2nd and 4th Saturday morning of each month, and they would love to have you come and join them. They have a lot of fun. You can just show up at 9 with gloves and a sun hat. And we have one social justice announcement. Salem has one of the highest, if not the highest, rate of poverty in an Oregon city. That's pretty amazing. Stop by the social justice table and share your ideas on how we can reduce the rate of poverty and help those who are living in poverty. So they'll be in the fellowship hall afterwards. For more information about these activities, go to our website, and most important, sign up for our weekly email and monthly newsletter. They're put together by our amazing communications team, and you can contact the office to sign up. So, we are going to now extinguish our chalices. And as we do so, we are invited to remember that music is truly one of life's greatest blessings.
Body or spirit, as you are able, as we sing our closing hymn, number 108, My Life Goes On in Endless Song.
Oh
thank you so much for coming to join our musical day today, including those who have come online. We hope you were able to sing along with us. Everyone is welcome to join us in the fellowship hall. It's an opportunity to make friends and to have some good food to eat. And this week, may we listen to a little more music, may we read more poetry, may we laugh a little bit more and live from our heart. Please join hands if you are comfortable. Wait, we forgot something. The countdown to Reverend Rick's retirement. He only has 10 Sundays to go. And so each week we revisit a memorable quote. And this week it's never violate the sacredness of your individual self-respect. So now, if you have not already joined hands, and if you would like to, let's recite our closing words. May faith in the spirit of life, hope for the community of earth, and love for the sacred in one another be ours now and in all the days to come.